Tech's been changing politics for a while now. In 2004, the internet paid off big for Howard Dean, who used it to raise thousands of small-dollar donations from supporters. Then there was Barack Obama, known for his 2008 campaign's digital prowess, both on new platforms like YouTube and in terms of reaching young voters through social media. Then came the apps and micro-targeting. Senator Ted Cruz beat out his GOP competitors in Iowa's 2016 caucus, in part by spending millions targeting voters, down to their psychological profile. That same cycle, Bernie Sanders launched his own app, a version of which they're still using now.
If everyone could take their phones out and go ahead and download something from their Play Store called the Burn app.
These days, it's all about knowing where your voters are and canvassing smart. Classic campaigning, block by block, house by house, and now tap by tap. Of course, you can't win the voters you don't identify. Shay Seif is an organizer with Cory Booker's campaign here in Iowa. Today, she's meeting Jan, who she sort of already knows.
Yes. Hi, Jan. My name is Shay. I'm an organizer with Cory Booker's campaign.
Organizers know the fundamentals before they even walk up to the door. Party affiliation, basic demographics, if a voter voted last election, that's all in the voter file, which is publicly available. It's the campaign's job to build on them. If someone on the campaign has been in touch with a voter before, organizers may know the issues they care about and even which candidates they're leaning towards voting for. The name of the game for campaigns is learning all they can about voters and then using the information when it comes down to crunch time to lock that voter in to their candidate.
Well, I will follow up with you. I'd love to grab coffee, too.
Today, though, for Shay, it's the first contact.
So what did we learn from that house?
So we learned that someone opened to Cory, kind of pretty much undecided, but still kind of open to Cory. Definitely planning on caucusing, uncommitted to any sort of candidate. You know, hopefully we can get her from undecided to maybe a lean Booker to maybe a committed caucus. So
This is the process. This is where it starts.
Oh, yeah.
From one door knock.
Yeah, usually after I finish a street, too, I'll hit kind of sync.
Synced right into the campaign's databases. Shay's notes from conversations with a street's worth of voters uploaded in real time. That's the perk of apps like this one called Minivan, which aims to maximize organizers' efficiency as they meet voters across the country. But things weren't always this easy, as NGP Van's head of organizing reminded me.
I used to work on campaigns, and I remember my first campaign in 2002 having this paper list and going to a part of the state that I didn't know, and basically needing to pull over in a grocery store parking lot and buy a map, and basically, because I'm super old, and basically try and orient myself, right? Like, okay, I've never been here before, I'm not familiar with the street names, like, where actually am I even going? So I remember Minivan actually started as a Palm Pilot app, and I remember the first time that I saw it in like 2003 or 2004, and I was just like, oh my God, this changes everything.
You don't have to cut from an atlas
Right,
anymore.
you don't have to cut from an atlas anymore. I think it allows you to have more updated universes. The organizers just sort of cut the turf on the screen and then they can send the lists to their volunteers. And then the other piece of that is you used to get, you know, all of the stacks of paper sheets back to you, and then you'd also have to go through and do all of that data entry. The data entry now happens immediately. So at the end of the day, I also feel like what we're doing is empowering organizers to spend more time actually organizing, actually talking to their volunteers, actually talking to voters, instead of spending all of this time on administrative work.
That brings us back out here, with Shay pounding the pavement just outside of downtown Des Moines. You'll notice she's avoiding the grass, a Cory Booker canvassing best practice.
Talked to one person, so it's off to a good start out of 5 doors.
So you went into that house because your map and your app say that's someone who could be open to you, but you're skipping the house next door, for example, because that's not.
Yeah, that one's not like on our map or kind of in the universe that we have. So like our data team kind of, picks which people we're going to be targeting, and kind of, gives us those targets, and we just cut the turf based on those targets.
So you're not really wasting your time just going to every single door. You're picking and choosing.
Yeah, kind of which ones, we feel would be kind of the best for our data and for kind of, people that could be supporters.
So we did the whole street.
We did the whole street.
Synced.
Yeah.
While Minivan uses voter lists, other apps take the organizing mantra of meeting voters where they are more literally. Senator Elizabeth Warren's team is engaging voters in high-traffic areas, like here in Des Moines Skywalk, using an app called Reach.
Could I grab your name?
Yeah, Jason.
Jason, last name?
This app was built by an organizer on Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's 2018 campaign to try to capture unexpected run-ins with could-be supporters.
Are you attending the caucus in February? You are?
Yeah, I already voted for Warren.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, amazing. Have a great day. Yeah, stay warm out there.
So this is a somewhat new app, came from 2018 on the AOC campaign.
Right.
And it basically takes those random interactions that you might otherwise lose and makes them more tangible for you guys.
Exactly. We want every opportunity is, every moment, every opportunity that we can talk to someone about Elizabeth Warren. Maybe you meet someone at the grocery store, you're in line, you're chatting, you're having a conversation with them. Without a tool like this, you might never be able to talk to that person again. You might have to like write their name down on a little scrap of paper and look them up, Google them, whatever it is.
So you just met someone on the street, what happens in your phone?
Yes, so I'm going to pull up Reach, search them in Reach.
But at the heart of most tech stories is the question of security, and both campaigns and app makers say they're taking every precaution. So we hear a lot these days about security breaches, data breaches.
Yeah.
How are you keeping the information that's in that app private and secure?
Yeah, absolutely. So any information that we have in Reach, it never goes beyond the campaign. It never goes beyond a local organizer. It will never be shared beyond our team and beyond our staff.
And when you're looking up someone's name, you're pulling up basically the voter file.
Exactly. Yeah. So the voter file is a public record. So we're just searching that. We're looking to see if someone is registered to vote and able to save our conversation with them that way. But any information that we learn does stay with our campaign.
Grassroots organizing, the tech-savvy way.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.